We all heard of Stockholm Syndrome, but did you know that there are at least 10 cities around the world that carry the unique burden of having a psychological disorder named after them? Some are touristic while the other are hostage-related. Jerusalem Syndrome affects about 100 visitors every year and was first reported in the 1930s. Individuals suffering from this disorder tend to believe they are significant biblical figures, often leading to public sermoning and a compulsion toward physical purity. Paris Syndrome, mainly affecting Japanese tourists, was first reported in 2004. Sufferers show symptoms including anxiety, delusions, and hallucinations, often triggered by the contrast between their idealized version of Paris and its actual reality. Florence Syndrome, reported since the 1980s, primarily strikes Western European tourists. Symptoms range from palpitations and dizziness to paranoid psychosis. The syndrome is an acute reaction to the overwhelming anticipation and subsequent experience of the city's cultural treasures. Venice Syndrome, the most morbid of the lot, describes people who travel to Venice with the express intention of ending their lives. Between 1988 and 1995 alone, 51 foreign visitors were diagnosed with this syndrome. Stockholm Syndrome, named after the 1973 bank robbery in Stockholm, refers to when hostages develop an emotional bond or sense of loyalty toward their captors. Approximately 1 in 4 individuals who have been abused, kidnapped, or taken hostage develop this syndrome. Lima Syndrome, named after a 1996 hostage crisis in Lima, Peru, is the exact opposite of Stockholm Syndrome. The captors, instead of the hostages, start developing positive feelings for their captives. London Syndrome, named after the 1981 siege of the Iranian embassy in London, represents yet another twist. Hostages provoke their death at the hands of their captors by annoying, debating, or challenging them, or by attempting to escape. Brooklyn Syndrome was coined by Navy psychiatrists during World War II. The term is used to describe men, primarily from certain urban backgrounds, who naturally tend toward being overly argumentative or combative. Detroit Syndrome is a form of age discrimination where older workers are replaced by younger, more efficient individuals with newer skills. The name draws from Detroit's reputation as an automobile manufacturing hub, known for constantly replacing older models with new ones. These city-named syndromes provide a unique cross-section of social phenomena and human behavior, whether induced by travel, traumatic experiences, or sociocultural factors. They remind us of the power of place, not just in our physical world, but also within the landscape of our psychological well-being.